It sounds to me like this is the time for a confession for you. What happened yesterday in studio?
Okay, so what happened was... Usually people leave this show when it ends in like waves, right? So people will head out right after the show. Some stay later, depending on what they have to do that day. I had a couple of meetings. That one was going to wrap at 12:30 and some extra work to do. And I got here late yesterday, so I had to stay a little longer to do stuff. And so I'm in the studio at 12:30. So keep in mind, this is 2.5 hours after the show has ended, right? And no one is around. There's like Katie and Rebecca are in the producer studio over there, which is separated. I know you guys can't see, but there's a wall between the on-air studio where we sit and the producing studio, and there's like a glass window that they can look through to see all of us. So separate, closed-off room.
You've probably seen something like this in the movies before. You know, it's the same type scenario.
Yeah, kind of like a recording booth, like with a recording artist kind of thing. And we were on the same like call, and that's why they were there. And I'm like, that's cool. No one else in the studio. Kristen is usually like the last to leave. She had already left. So I'm sitting here and I had just eaten and I was like, you know what? I got a lot to do today. I am just going to let one rip in the studio. No one is in here. No one is coming in here because there's no, Mo doesn't come back. You don't come back. Like, I know I'm safe. I missed that Abby's laptop was sitting at her station, which is usually my clue that, cool, she's coming back because the youth group is going to be recording their podcast personality hires. And I always never know what day it is. So I'm in here and I'm sure Katie and Rebecca heard because I forgot the mics are on. And I just let this huge one rip. I mean, it was like a okay. And I'm like, oh God, I feel so much better. Yeah. Keep typing because it's so annoying. You guys know if you're alone, it's really annoying to get up and go to the bathroom to fart. And it feels stupid. Like I'm alone and it's an airtight room. No one's coming in.
Is it like one of those that you see from time to time with a dog where it's walking or running and it just keeps letting it at your eye?
Yeah.
It just won't stop.
Basically, it was like one that like came from the deep bowels within, right? And I'm like, fine. And then I'm like, lol, it would be so funny if someone walked in here, but no one's here. And then the door opens and I was like, damn it, who? And Amber strolls on in.
Oh no.
And this was not like, there are farts that don't smell. This one did not smell great. Okay?
Girl, what did you eat?
It was just a turkey sandwich from Milan's and an almond macaroon. It was delicious, but whatever. So I just turned around and I said, get out of the studio.
Yes.
You cannot come in here.
You didn't have to tell her. She'd already been knocked out on the floor.
This poor woman. And Amber is like the sweetest, kindest, most innocent member of staff, right? She is one of the few people I know who has never wronged anyone, never heard a mean word come out of her mouth, always cares about other people. So the shock that registered on her face when I'm like, get out, you can't come in. And I was like, what do you need? And she's like, I just want to put my stuff down. And then I was like, oh God, if she's here, that means the personality hires.
Oh no.
That's why Rebecca and Katie are here. Jackson's down there because he was also on the same call as me and Rebecca and Katie because we all work for Pioneer, your podcasting company.
And this is an airtight studio.
Yes.
So it's not like this thing's going away anytime soon. This cumulus cloud.
I don't mind smelling my own filth, but nobody else needs to. And I knew Jackson was in a separate studio, so I was like, oh my God.
So she walked into the studio and literally just walked right into your butthole.
I think I got her out before she smelled anything. And then like the hurt and shock registering on her face. And I'm like, I got to tell her. I was like, I can't make her think that she did something wrong. So I was like, dude, I just let a huge one rip in there. Like, it smells bad. You can't come in there. I don't care. So she's laughing. I'm sure Katie and Rebecca heard. Jackson walks in. He's like, I heard you just gassed us. And I was like, great. Everyone knows. It was supposed to be a secret fart in studio just for me and my nose to enjoy so I could work. And now, like, half of the cast knows.
And this was what time of morning?
12:30.
12:30. Did you tell them to come back at 6?
Yeah, no, because they were like, can we use the studio? And I was like, give it like 5 minutes.
I will say,
when air it out.
When Amber came in and was like, yeah, Cassie just let one rip in the studio, I was like, okay, I'm a little nervous to walk in now. So when I walked in, I was like, oh, we're good.
I think I did. I like was self-deprecating. I was like, you could tell everyone, you know, I don't care, but I do care. But now I felt like I had to own it because Jackson walked in. He was like, I heard you farted. And I was like, cool, well, I guess everyone knows.
So I feel like I live this.
We all fart. It's okay.
Yeah, well, I live with this kind of fear whenever Amanda's over my house because I'm still sheepish about this part of our relationship. We're a year into it, right? We don't do that in front of each other at all. But I run a little gassy. I had to say, I eat a lot of protein during the day. So if she's in the kitchen and I'm in my bedroom, I have to time it just right to where I have to predict when she's going to walk in the room, so it's already gone.
And they always mess it up. Like, you always get the prediction wrong.
Yep.
But sometimes when it's like locked up in there, like this was one of them where you do it and you're like, I need a cigarette. That was good.
It was that satisfying.
It was that good.
The Bert Show.